My safe place has invited me to address a very specific platform of theatre artists today, and I'm super duper excited to do so because this is a community that I really respect. And I'll tell you why. The phrase "the show must go on," I believe, is the epitome of resilience. And if you really think about it, there must have been countless such heroes who must have parked aside their bereavement, their personal crisis, and focused on just doing their job to entertain the audience because the show must go on. So I really salute this community. I pride myself in being an optimist, but 2020 has been an absolutely sucky year. It's like this big dark cloud that seems to be hovering around Mother Earth, and there is just back-to-back bad news, and we just can't seem to catch a break. So I was a little despondent, and I was speaking to my peer counselor, and he said, "Binaifer, what is different about this year which is not different in the other years? We've had companies packing up and people losing their jobs. We've had people dying of malaria and SARS. We have had floods. We've had cyclones. The only difference is that now people are sitting at home, so they are zoning into the bad news." And if you think about it, earlier we were so busy that we would read the newspaper and flip the page. We would look at the television channel and we say, "Oh, sad news," and turn the channel. And that insight liberated me. So ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what happens with overthinking. Worry enters our brain like a tiny little dot, and then if you feed it, it just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and gets into the loop of overthinking. And then along comes somebody and says something to give you insight, and that loop, that chakra view is cut. Think about the time when you were at your bottommost pit, you were at your lowest low, and somebody came and said something profoundly inspiring to you, and you kind of crawled out of it and you said, "Yes, I'm back in the game." I want you to think about all your failures. I practice solution-focused brief therapy, and solution-focus are not just two empty words, it's an attitude. Life is all about the choices we make. Happiness is a choice. Resilience is a choice. Choosing to be focused on solutions and positivity is a choice. So think about your failures. Think about the countless auditions where you have been rejected. Think about the times when you were on stage and you forgot your lines, but you didn't give up. With dogged determination, you continued to follow your path until you reached your destination. How come? Because you had the larger picture in your mind. You wanted to be on stage. You wanted the spotlight on top of you. You wanted to entertain the audience. Think about your best performance. You rehearsed your lines and you practiced and you practiced. To the audience it seemed absolutely flawless, but my God, only you know how hard the time you took to memorize those lines in the shower, whilst you were shaving, whilst you were pooping, whilst you were driving. Even after the performance got over and your brain said, "Forget about it, I don't need to remember my lines," it still continued to come. Because the language of the script was just seeped into your bones. And this is a message that I'm trying to tell you, that the language of being solution focused should be seeped into your bones. Every atom, every molecule, every fiber of your being should be steeped with the inner positive dialogue to yourself. So how does therapy really work? I had a client who was talking to me about lockdown suffocation, and she said, "You know what? I mean, the Zoom and WhatsApp video is fine, but I feel so lonely. I miss my face-to-face interaction with my friends. And I miss those days where, after having dinner, they'd say, chal, juice ke liye jaate hai, ice cream ke liye jaate hai, coffee ke liye jaate hai." I mean, just talking about it, I'm getting so teary-eyed. And I wish I was more available. And so I asked her a couple of reflective questions. I said, "What can you do differently now? Who is it that really matters in your life? What is it that matters in your life? What is it that you can do without?" And with these reflective questions, she recalibrated her choices. So in therapy, Our job is not to fix the problem. Our job is to ask questions so that you generate insights, you cut the overthinking circuit, and you kind of clear the cobwebs from a person's mind so that their own creative juices kick in and they are able to find their own solutions, because that is when change is most effective. Thank you.